I was pregnant with Africa, I often came to the banks of the River Elbe, watching the ocean liners going up and down to and from Hamburg. I had a dream. Someday I would be on one of them, going to Africa. But before I could live my dream of going to Africa, God had another place in mind for me, much smaller, where rain, not sunshine, is the norm. My arrival at the Bible College in Swansea was less than auspicious. I was only accepted after some vigorous arm twisting on the part of a pastor friend of my dad. This was the door I entered 40 years ago.
The narrow gate, how biblical, how
I
spiritual.
was as hungry as a wolf,
I know.
and can you see over there that used to be the bakery?
Yes.
I went there to organize some bread.
You mean you stole bread?
No,
Yeah.
it was included in our fees.
Yeah, I was just pulling your leg, Reinhard.
Where are you taking me?
I'm taking you down a pilgrimage. You remember? Nothing has changed here.
Shoveling coals, taking the ashes out in buckets upstairs. It was heavy work.
I pitied you.
Clean flues daily, replenish slips and chalk, keep pencils sharp, keep the boiler house clean.
This is Graham.
Wow. This is Mr. Jones teaching us right on the lawn outside there.
Did you take notes of his lecture?
I did.
You did?
At the beginning only phonetically because I didn't know how to spell. When I was 19 years of age, I came to this Bible school in Wales. My own background was Pentecostal, and that was all I knew. I found that my fellow students came from churches I had not even heard about. They were Anglicans, they were Presbyterians, they were Baptists, but I saw the love of Jesus in their faces, and this became a foundation for my future ministry. I've got very fond memories of this Italian garden because on certain occasions, on sunny days, we had classes out here. My favorite teacher was Ian Jones. When he taught, my heart was melting. Although I thought I knew the Bible, it was then as if I had never heard it before. Then one day, I got an assignment for an exposition on 2 Timothy. That was for our homiletics class, in which we students had to criticize the presenter. I was the presenter. I didn't have much time to work. It was just all in a rush. And when I presented my assignment, my fellow students pulled it to pieces. I still had some hopes that my favorite teacher would bail me out, but he didn't. The opposite. He also totally rejected it and rebuked me. I left that classroom like a beaten dog. I came into this garden. There where you see the bench behind me was a little garden house. I crept into that garden house and I cried out to God. I said, "Oh Lord, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a preacher, I'm not a pastor, I'm not an evangelist." The moment I had said, "I'm not an evangelist," the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, "But I have called you to be an evangelist." I grabbed it. From that moment on, I knew what God wanted me to do. And whenever anybody asked me, "What is your specific calling?" I said, "I am an evangelist." The glory of the Bible school was that it forced us to live by faith. We prayed for everything, from the huge amount for the winter coal bill to our bus fare to go preaching at the weekends, and always in secret, without publicly proclaiming our needs. Do you remember the invitation we got? The invitation we got that particular Saturday to come and help in the children's Sunday school service. The lady had given us an invitation and we only had the single bus fare.
You had great faith. I not. I hesitated.
After the meeting, everything was fine. but we didn't have the return money. And all of a sudden, I saw that well-known pastor from that well-known church approach us. Yes, he recognized us and he said, "Hey boys, would you like a cup of tea?"
Dit wordt drinking cups of tea.
One after another. And then the time came to go with the bus, and I said, "Our bus is leaving," but even that hint didn't help. Yes. When he wanted to pay, he opened his purse. There was so much money inside. We could have gone home 10 times.
I could see your eyes almost pop out of your head, and your nose almost went into his purse.
But he gave us nothing.
Close his purse
Highly disappointed, we walked to the bus.
as slowly as possible.
Oh Lord, where is the bus stand? Suddenly, when the miracle happened, Sunshine Corner lady came running, out of breath, a dear old woman.
Yeah.
And she grabbed my hand, put something into my hand, and she said, "Boys, here is something for you."
Yeah.
I looked, it was the exact bus. When I had finished Bible school, I returned to Germany and passed through London. And I decided to do some sightseeing. Walking through these beautiful streets, all of a sudden, I saw a blue nameplate in front of a house. It read, George Jeffreys. I thought by myself, can it be that this is the George Jeffreys who was that firebrand evangelist and who traveled through Britain years ago, preaching the gospel with signs and wonders? Can it be? Well, I had time enough. Why not find out? I walked through the front garden, pushed the button of the bell. A lady opened. I said, "Ma'am, does the George Jeffreys live here who was that firebrand evangelist?" She said to me, "Yes." I said, "May I please see him?" She said, "No, under no circumstances." She had hardly said no when I heard a deep voice from the inside. "Let him come in." I squeezed past that lady inside, and there I saw her coming down the steps. I introduced myself. I told him that I had the call of God on my life to preach the gospel in Africa. All of a sudden, he fell to the ground, pulling me down with him. He laid his hands on me and started to bless and bless and bless me. The glory of the Lord appeared. I was dazed by that glory. Half an hour later, I got up. I staggered to the bus stop, going to the railway station, catching the train back home to Hamburg. My father greeted me there. We just had a little conversation, and then Dad said, "Reinhard, I just heard the news that George Jeffreys died in London." I said, "What? I can't believe it. It's impossible. I just met him." But it was the truth. Then I realized something wonderful had happened. I had caught Elijah's mantle. That day God connected me with the former generations of evangelists. The gospel is like a baton in a relay race. That day I got that baton into my hands. The fire I had already. The fire is always fresh. The baton of the gospel is always old, and it is passed on. I knew that day the baton and the flame had